Peter Netta, the DealDoctor, introducing the CARMA framework and what it offers. CARMA stands for Compliance, Auditing, Risk, Management, and Alignment. CARMA is one-of-a-kind, definitive framework for enterprise management based on sound legal, audit, and business principles. Contracts literally are your business's foundation. They define every revenue, every cost, every operational and business relationship. They are not supporting documents the back office is responsible for. They are the operating instructions for your business. You negotiate contracts with certain expectations. You promise deliverables to your clients and you expect results from your vendors. But do you systematically measure whether those outcomes actually happened? Do you verify with evidence that what was promised was actually delivered, both by you and by your counterparties? The business intelligence gap is the difference between expectations agreed in your contracts and operational reality, and it could be costing you more than you realize. Without systematic contract management such as CARMA, organizations face recurring patterns of failure that drain value every single day. Revenue leakage, missed revenue deadlines, untracked volume discounts, unclaimed service credits, incorrect invoices, etc. This is money walking out the door because nobody is systematically monitoring agreed rights and obligations. Operational chaos. Often nobody knows who is responsible for what right and obligation across your entire contract portfolio. So obligations fall through the cracks until they become crisis or worse. Strategic misalignment. There's a disconnect between the contracts you sign and what your business can actually deliver because sales and operations are not in sync. This misalignment creates performance failures that damage relationships and expose you to liability. Unknown risks. You have obligations hiding in agreements that nobody is actively monitoring. Insurance, reporting, notices, audit, compliance, and so on. The question is not whether you have these problems, because every organization does. The question is whether you can see them, because if you cannot see them, you cannot fix them. And this is where CARMA comes in. CARMA operates on 3 integrated levels enabled by the Quad C tools and mindset. The Quad C's are curiosity, communication, collaboration, and correction. These are the individual capabilities and mindset that power CARMA. Curiosity drives root cause thinking instead of checkbox mentality. When professionals encounter issues, they ask why, what, where, and how, investigating history, implications, and patterns rather than glossing over problems. Communication ensures the right people have the right contract information at the right time. Collaboration creates joint synced up efforts. Correction provides the feedback loop to course correct when required to mitigate issues before they escalate. These Quad C tools are the mindset that CARMA professionals bring and utilize consistently, and this mindset underpins everything in CARMA. At the strategic level, we have the AAA Standard: awareness, alignment, and assurance. This is the standard that separates successful businesses from the rest. Awareness means making sure everyone who needs to know something actually knows it. Alignment means ensuring zero gap between business reality and contractual requirements. Assurance means proving your contracts work through systematic verification with evidence. At the operational level, we have the 5 pillars that spell out CARMA. Compliance handles regulatory, contractual, and policy obligations. Auditing provides systematic assessment. Risk management identifies and mitigates threats. Management creates the culture, systems, and processes. Alignment ensures strategic and operational coordination. These aren't siloed functions, they are integrated pillars. At the tactical level, we have the 5Cs process for every contract lifecycle: compliance, context, collaboration, contract, and closing and post-closing. Each C addresses specific failure points that typically destroy contract value. And finally, the Integris scoring system measures all of this with red, yellow, and green indicators and an actual score. This is not a subjective assessment. It is a measurable evidence of contract performance. So what makes CARMA different from everything else out there? First, it is not another checklist. CARMA is a complete methodology that scales from a small startup using basic spreadsheets all the way to a Fortune company. The same core AAA principles work at every level. You don't need to buy expensive software to start. You can begin with what you already have and grow the infrastructure as your needs evolve. Second, it is a proven methodology. I've built this over 25 years as corporate counsel, certified auditor, and business professional, having negotiated and audited over $50 billion in deals. This is not theory. Every principle, every tool, every template comes from actual contract failures I have seen and fixes I have implemented across industries from startups to Fortune companies. Third, CARMA addresses mindset first, tools second. Most approaches try to fix contract problems by buying software or creating more procedures. That doesn't usually work. CARMA is about cultural transformation, making contract excellence a natural part of how people think and work, not an imposed compliance burden. The Quad C tools become embedded in how teams naturally communicate, coordinate, collaborate, and correct. Fourth, it is a complete system. Strategic principles, operational infrastructure, and tactical execution, all integrated. Most solutions may handle one piece. CARMA connects all three levels so they reinforce each other. That integration is what creates sustainable results instead of temporary improvements. The framework works because it addresses how people think about contracts before it tells them what to do about contracts. Mindset first, tools second. And the best part, the business case for CARMA. Research shows organizations typically experience approximately 9% revenue leakage from poor contract management. Let's round that up to 10% for easy math. If your business has $100,000 in annual revenue, you may be at risk of losing up to $10,000 every year due to missed renewals, untracked discounts, unclaimed SLA credits, billing errors, and so on. The CARMA materials cost less than $1,000. This is a 10-to-1 return on investment in the first year alone. If you're doing $1 million in revenue, you may be losing up to $100,000 annually, while CARMA still costs less than $1,000. At that scale, this is not a business decision. It is simply an offer you cannot refuse. The only question is not whether you can afford CARMA, but whether you can afford not to implement it. So here are your three paths forward with CARMA, and they are not mutually exclusive. Option 1, self-implementation. Purchase the comprehensive CARMA framework manual, implementation guide, and the starter Excel templates, which you can customize to suit your business. You get everything you need to implement on your own timeline. This works for organizations that have the internal capacity and want maximum control. Option 2, diagnostic CARMA assessment. This is a 1-week paid engagement where I audit and analyze, or help you audit and analyze, 3 to 5 of your actual contracts using the CARMA framework and Integris scoring. You will see exactly where the gaps are, quantified with red, yellow, and green indicators backed by an actual Integris score. You get a specific roadmap showing what needs to be fixed and when. This is the fastest way to understand how CARMA fits your needs and what results you can expect. Option 3, ongoing advisory, implementation support and optimization services. I work alongside your team and train them to embed CARMA into your operations, adapt the framework to your specific needs, and help you achieve sustained results. This is for organizations that want expert guidance throughout the transformation. Can you afford to keep assuming your business is running at its best? Stop assuming and know. This is what CARMA does. The business intelligence gap could be costing you more than you realize. CARMA closes it. Through the AAA Standard, the 5 pillars, the 5 C's process, and Integris scoring, all powered by the Quad C's mindset, you get a complete system that transforms contracts from paperwork into performance. Let's close that gap together. You can reach me at DealDoctor at DealDoctor.pro or check out my website and available materials at DealDoctor.pro. You can also follow me on LinkedIn and YouTube. Thank you.